What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is March the 13th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers that you need to know, and go over everything else. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So starting off today, there isn't really any data points coming out that's going to disrupt the broader market. Rather, you're going to see a lot of analysts start to kind of speculate on how many and if there's going to be any rate cuts, because I've already started to see a couple analysts saying that there won't be any rate cuts in 2024. Some are saying now it's only going to be 2. Some is going to be June. I think that's the most optimistic scenario that's being kind of projected right now. But regardless, you do see the fear and greed index starting to pop back up to 69. So people's appetite for risk is going up today. And a lot of the stocks I'm going to be talking on is going to be feeding off of this. Today, there isn't any companies unveiling their earnings that's going to disrupt the broader market. So today is going to be mostly a technical driven day. But starting off with stock number 1, SOFI. So it is down slightly, no news, no SEC filings, rather quiet from them. Shorts aren't doing all that much this morning. 18.68% of the free floats being shorted, 168.52 million shares overall are being shorted. And regrettably, as I've mentioned on my dedicated SOFI videos, the technicals just are not looking that optimistic. So most likely it will be touching this 717. So it seems to be gravitating towards that pre-market. So right now it's just trading between this S1 and the pivot. So just take note of a lot of these support and resistance points. I do feel that it will be bouncing off of this S1 and trending higher, but I could be wrong. As far as this though, so SOFI is lower percentile of the Bollinger Band and as well below a lot of the key pivotal moving averages, and stochastic is rather low. So if there's a good piece of news that does come out, you could get a rush of value investors, as well a number of retail investors are slowly getting back in. So starting today, I'm going to be doing brief technicals on it just to give you a good overview of everything. Moving on, PayPal, similar to SOFI, it is going down slightly pre-market. No news, no SEC filings, nothing like that. The last one was a Form 144 on March the 7th. Shorts aren't doing much with PayPal either, but then again, 2.01% of the free floats being shorted, so that is very, very low. 21.47 million shares overall are being shorted, and moving here, so with it at 59.92, it is trading between this pivot and this R1. So 59.24 has been a very strong support to hold, vice versa. $60.37 has been a very strong resistance that PayPal's really struggled to stay above. So over the last several days, it has been attempting, but no dice, unfortunately. So again, that's going to be a very strong pivot point to really watch for. And in PayPal's case, I'll just give you a quick overview of that. It has just been wedge bound between that 50 and 100-day moving averages. So generally, it looks a little bit more optimistic. It does signal that it wants to break out, or a similar kind of scenario to the end of February could occur where it just attempts, but it does fail and then it consolidates. So all in all, I feel like PayPal's technicals are looking a little bit more advantageous. You do see a very nice bullish deviation, so white line above the red, as well a number of investors have been rushing into PayPal. So that's kind of a good thing. Another stock that I do cover has the most volume so far pre-market, and that is SoundHound, up 4.33%. No news, no SEC filings, nothing really to justify this. I did do a video yesterday. Some people are saying that there's, I guess, speculation on takeover, but still, aside from that though, the technicals for SoundHound are looking very good, very optimistic. Shorts again aren't doing all that much. It still is on the threshold list, so that could really stand to benefit SoundHound, potentially making it a squeeze play. But I'm not a financial advisor, so you guys do your own due diligence at the end of the day. 11.98% of the free floats being shorted, and that works out to be 32.04 million shares overall are being shorted. With it at 722, it's just trading between this pivot and this R1, so 805 will be a very strong resistance point that you'll want to watch for SoundHound to break above. But quickly looking here at SoundHound, so pulling this up, and what I'll do is I will get rid of my face or just move it right over here so you guys can see it. But right now it is higher percentile of the Bollinger Band. Stochastic, you do see it at 51, so somewhat neutral, a bullish deviation, so white line above the red, as well as number of retail investors are getting in over the last couple days. So I think all in all, SoundHound's technicals are very optimistic as well, probably feeding very much off of this right now. But moving on, this stock has been relatively quiet over the last little bit, but Hologram up 14.93%. Another stock that has zero news, zero SEC filings, zero justification for it to be up 14.93%. So kind of crazy. As far as why or speculations, I haven't seen anything, so I don't think this is a takeover bid. It's just very low float, and people seem to really orient and really love that. In case you do not know, this is what they do, so you can always pause it and read through it. It is based out of China. So typically a lot of those companies that have a low float based out of China have been squeezing. And also on a side note, if you are looking for a lot of good compiled information to better your investing, such as press releases, SEC filings, if you ever want to know if a company has done a reverse stock split, which this company has, or just when their earnings are coming out, definitely take a look at Seeking Alpha Premium, 7-day free trial for you guys, link in the description below and also the comments. But moving on though, as far as this stock is somewhat heavily shorted, so 64.07% of the free float is being shorted, and like I said, very low float, so 608.73 thousand shares overall are being shorted. It is similarly on the threshold list, so this stock I think is more just speculation based on a squeeze play, and looking right here with it at $5.61, it is above this S1, so $6.69 will be that next strong resistance that you'll want to watch for it to get above, and then 5.21. And just looking right here, so usually squeeze plays like don't really make good technicals reviews and all that, so just to give you a quick overview, so that, yeah, it's not really showing all that much, especially with the recent reverse stock split and all that. So whatever, we'll move on from that. So this one is SOFI PYPL PYXY. A lot of volume is getting in on this right now. I think this is the third most heavily pumped stock or volume stock today, but it is up 33.97%. And I'm not really choosing these companies. I'm just kind of looking based on the volume and the kind of price action, but there similarly is no news, no SEC filings to justify this company either why it is going up. This is what this company does. So human resources and employment services industry based out of Miami in the US. So kind of interesting. And as far as seasonality, it looks like over the last 6 years it just has been plummeting over the last little bit, except for it looks like September and November historically is green. But yeah, this stock has definitely been suffering, and no doubtably, just looking right here, they have done several reverse stock splits. But beside the point, doesn't make a difference because it still is up pre-market. 8.95% of the free float is being shorted. 57.75 thousand shares overall are being shorted. So this is a stock that has another low float. So that seems to be the target of 2024 ultimately. If you are looking at trading this, so with it at $3.91, it is slowly pulling down. You'll want to watch for this 381 to hold. If not, then it might just stick within this S2 to this S1 range for today. So 381 will be a strong support that you'll want to watch for. But quickly moving on, just to look here as far as the technicals, I don't anticipate it really showing anything. So right here, it is just getting completely massacred. So it is lower percentile of the Bollinger Band. Deviation is very negative, so bearish, so red line above the white, and number of retail investors have been getting out. Very volatile stock, so anticipate a lot of volatility with the market, so take advantage with profits if you can. But then again, as I say, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for an account with me, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. To take advantage of this, link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.